Hello everyone, welcome back to Savvy Looks, where I like to take outdated or damaged secondhand furniture and give it a whole new life. I started this project last summer, and now it is a full summer later, so sorry about the delay in making this video. But I got this in a set with 3 other pieces at Habitat for Humanity. It was $100 for the entire set. And this dresser was in decent condition, there was no major issues. But it did have some scratches, and it had this dark black-red stain kind of color on it. So I thought that we should do something new. If you recognize this style, it's because I did the nightstands for it a couple months ago, and I am planning on doing this dresser in the same overall style. I started by taking off the hardware and cleaning it with a degreaser before rinsing it all back with water. I used wood glue to make a couple repairs. Too much. Missing screw for the hardware piece. Woo! I wanted to reveal the wood grain under this super thick layer of red stain, so I used a chemical stripper, then a scraper, and then sanded to reveal the wood. I primarily sanded using my 5x5 Ryobi orbital sander, using progressively finer and finer grit sandpaper. So I usually use 100 to 180 grit to get to bare wood. And then you can see I went up to 240 and then finally up to 400 grit sandpaper, moving super slowly and carefully to get rid of any of those little spiral sanding marks that you get, and to make sure I have a really smooth wooden surface. I also scuff sanded all of the areas that I was planning on painting. If you watched the nightstand makeover I did of this set, then you know all about all of the bleed through issues I had with this set. Everything was just turning bright red, but I learned my lesson, so I decided to seal off all of the areas of tape with shellac to make sure that none of the paint bled through onto the wood stain when I was priming, and also that nothing would turn red. So I used my Zinsser Bin shellac-based primer to prime all of the areas I was planning on painting. The shellac in the primer blocks any of that red-pink pigmentation to avoid all of my paint turning bright red. Just like the nightstands, I painted the dresser in the color Papery White by Melange in their one line and used a synthetic brush. Despite my priming, I still had some minor bleed through in some areas, so I used spray shellac, which is just shellac in a spray can, to spray all of these areas so that I could do another layer of paint and hide all of these pink spots. Again, with the nightstands, I had tried to use other stain varieties, but found that because this had such a weird reaction to any product and everything turned red, the only stain option I had was just using straight shellac as stain, just like I did with the nightstands. This leaves it with kind of a warm-toned honeywood color, which I thought complemented the white cream color pretty nicely, so I just used straight shellac on all of the wooden areas. Because the veneer was so thin while I was sanding and there was already some damage of the veneer, I did have some spots where I burned through the veneer, so I used Blend-All sticks to hide any of those issues, and you couldn't really notice them after that. Finally, it was time to top coat, so I used about 3 coats of Varathane satin top coat over the entire piece using a synthetic brush. I used my Dixie Belle La Petite wax brush and Howard's Feed and Wax on all of the drawer rails, the insides and the sides of the drawers to make everything slide smoother and leave everything with a nice scent. For the hardware, which was looking pretty rough, I cleaned it all really well using Barkeeper's Friend and then used Dixie Belle's Gold Gilding Wax to give everything one consistent finish. Thank you very much. One more look at where we started. And here it is now. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if there's any specific types of videos you'd like to see from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.